The Lead Lap. News and notes from the world of auto racing with your host, Jay Sullivan.
Welcome back, race fans. We've got a lot to cover, so stay with me. Now don't forget, the Cup Series won't be in action next week. They're going to take 2 weeks off in preparation for Indy. July 29th is their next race, and it is sure to be an exciting one. Indy always has good races, exciting finishes, interesting action during the flow of the race, so it's guaranteed to be a good one. But let's rewind, let's look back at what happened in Chicagoland. The Chevy number 20 car, Tony Stewart, finally gets his first win of the season. He has been frustrated all year. He's been one of the favorites to win the Cup Series, but he has been frustrated all season long. He started in 19th position. We got a little theme going here for you. 19th race, 19th position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished in 19th place. But let's look who finished second. Matt Kenseth. We had Carl Edwards finished in third. Jeff Gordon finished in 9th position. And Jimmie Johnson finished in 37th place. So, Tony Stewart goes from 11th place to 6th place in the standings. Granted, Jeff Gordon has a very big lead right now, but there's a lot of racing left. A lot of races, anything can happen. And this could be the race that gets Tony Stewart back in the chase, gets his team together, gets him back. He could be propelled up into the top 5. Who knows? Anything can happen this racing season. On Saturday's races, we had Matt Kenseth finish second. So he finishes in second in both Saturday and Sunday's races, but Kevin Harvick was the big winner. It's his third Saturday win, and that's a big race for Kevin to win. And we had Jeff Burton finish in third place. But Kevin Harvick looks like he is really putting things together on Saturdays. And that translates into good races on Sundays as well. That preparation sets him up, sets up his lines, sets his crew up. So that is something that Kevin Harvick can look to for the rest of the season. He can look to racing on Saturday and getting good finishes on Sunday. Now on to trucks, where Mike Skinner won for the 4th time of the season. Nobody's driving better right now than Mike Skinner. His team is doing well. He's doing the best. I could see Mike Skinner taking the rest of the series and blowing away the competition. Right now, no one is even driving close to Mike Skinner. Open wheel racing, where Scott Dixon won for the 2nd week in a row. He's won 2 consecutive races. We've had Dario Franchitti finish in 2nd and Danica Patrick finish 3rd. She could get her first win this season. I can see it happening. Her team is really clicking. She's driving much better. This could be the year for her. Then we go on to the dragsters, where Hot Rod Fuller won the Top Fuel division. We had Fast Jack Beckman take the funny cars. We had Alan Johnson win the Pro Stock division, and Mike Smith took the Pro Stock motorcycles. Now, let's look ahead at what's coming up. Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a place rich in racing tradition. And don't forget, they've got a whole week to prepare. But last year, Jimmie Johnson was able to pull off his first win on the bricks, in gritty fashion, I might add. He overcame early tire problems, got into the lead, but with a late caution flag that came out, it bunched the field up. Jimmie was forced to go back to 8th position on the restart, but somehow with 14 laps to go, was able to get back into the lead and never relinquish it. It was an amazing win for Jimmie Johnson. It was his 3rd big win of his career. He also had won at Daytona last year. That could have been the win that propelled him to the Cup Series championship and to be one of the best drivers on the circuit. Don't forget, the racing is going to happen this week in Madison, Illinois, where Carl Edwards is the defending champion. Last year, he took the lead from Denny Hamlin with 8 laps to go, never looked back, and took that victory. Now onto the fantasy section. I will give you 3 of my best bets and 3 sleeper picks. 3 drivers you wouldn't normally pick in your fantasy league, but I'll give them to you here. My first best bet is Jeff Gordon. Hard not to pick Jeff. He's one of the best drivers on the circuit. He's tops in points right now. He's driving that number 24 Chevrolet like nobody else can. He's got a great pit crew. Look for him to have a great finish. Next is Jimmie Johnson. Once again, one of the best drivers on the circuit, has history here on the bricks, and I think he'll have a great performance. And my third best bet is Kevin Harvick. Once again, a Chevy driver. He has good history here. He will have a top 5 finish, I can almost guarantee you. Next is my sleeper picks. Juan Montoya comes from the open wheel circuit. He's raced here before, granted in a different class, but he has history that no one else does. He might know the track better than anyone in the field. Second, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. has to put it together sooner or later. He's due. This could be his week. And lastly, the wily veteran, Mark Martin. Look for him to post a great finish. This week's Fast Fact. Did you know that the racetrack in Indianapolis is actually in a town called Speedway, Indiana? That's right, Speedway, Indiana. It's surrounded by the city of Indianapolis, but it has a police department, a fire department, and even 2 parks. Speedway, Indiana. Who knew? I'll be here next week. You be here next week. Have a great racing week.